Some of you guys know this, some of you guys don't, but in 2019, AJ and I had the really cool once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to meet David Hasselhoff. Not only meet David Hasselhoff, but we were able to reunite him with one of the screen-used original kits. This was, to our knowledge, the first time since 1986 that David was with one of the cars used in the production of the show. We were invited to Good Morning America to help David promote a special that he did for the History Channel that summer called Battle of the 80s Supercars. It was this really neat special that talked about the future of automobiles, and it culminated with this really neat race between KITT and Dirk Benedict from the A-Team driving the A-Team van, and Erik Estrada driving one of the Chips motorcycles. So really cool event and a really cool opportunity for us. This was only a year after we were on Jay Leno's Garage, so we had a couple years where a lot of really cool things were happening. So here is, we've never released this, even though it's been 6 years. Here is our footage of that event. We had to be at Times Square at 2:30 in the morning. Lots of sitting around and waiting, but man, was it worth it. So hope you guys enjoy. Began back home getting one of our original kits loaded up. We made it all the way to Times Square in New York City, which was such an awesome sight. So this is us, 2:30 in the morning. We had to be there getting KITT unloaded and getting him put over into position to prepare for filming, which wouldn't take place for, I don't know, about 6 hours later. But you can see it's New York City. Things are already bustling there. And we certainly didn't mind getting up at 2:30 in the morning to go do this. Such a cool sight to see an original KITT in New York City. First time ever, as far as I know. So, running on adrenaline at this point. But, yeah, here I am getting the car backed up. Doesn't that scanner look so good at night? Just looks amazing. And remember, this was a little over a year after this car was with Jay Leno in California, in Jay Leno's Garage. So 2018 and 2019 were really 2 big years for this car. So we got the car put in position, and here's the crew kind of just getting things staged. They're working on the camera angles, and as you can see here, I was filming some of the tests they were doing on their crane. It's just really neat to see KITT like that. And just taking this all in, you know, the lights. I've been to New York City before, but to have KITT there was just a cool experience. So right in Times Square. Just crazy. There was a lot of downtime, as you can imagine. We'd parked the car, then we had to move the car. Then we had to move the car again, then wait. And it just kept going. Of course, AJ was there. The two of us went together. So, yeah. So this is the first location of KITT, and we're eventually going to turn it around, as you'll see here in a little bit. But just trying to capture the atmosphere just of everything. So we had tons of people stop by to see the car. Police officers, NYPD officers, passerbys. A lot of the crew of Good Morning America really wanted to see it. So these guys were real interested in some of the details. So we popped the hood and kind of gave them a little bit of backstory on the car and the modifications on it. So they found it all interesting. Yeah, we had, like I said, we had police officers, and they all wanted their picture in KITT. So there was a lot of people getting in and out of the car. A lot of the crew members. Yeah, this is a short time lapse of just how much waiting there is. I wanted to give you an idea, so I sped this up. But this was just this one small segment was like, I don't know, 20 minutes or so. You can see, got a drink, checked my phone, sat in the car, left for a little bit, and then came back, waited some more. AJ came back, waited some more. We went over to, got some food. We had to go like get granola bars at a Walgreens or something like that. It was kind of crazy. But yeah, you can see we're getting closer to the filming. This was all live, by the way. So you can see people in the background. There's a lady in the background that has a night plate and a car plate. Hopefully get Hasselhoff to sign it. But yeah, the crowds are gathering, and at this point they said, oh, we're going to move the car. So I had to fire it up. And mind you, this was a very small enclosed space. I mean, there wasn't a lot of room to manipulate a car. So I did the best I could, but I had to get it turned, as you'll see here in a second. And of course they wanted the just the driver's T-top off, and you'll see why here in a little bit. Yeah, there's some fences there. So it's a lot of back and forth, as you can see. Alright, so now we're getting into position pretty much where the car is going to be for the actual live segment that they're going to film. Just kind of, yeah, I got to back up a little bit. AJ doing his best to guide me. Yeah, they wanted it angled just a hair, I think. It was pretty neat. Driving the original KITT, all these people around watching me. It was pretty cool. I forget who that guy in the suit is. He's someone with Good Morning America. Like I said, this was back in 2019, so here we are in 2025, so I'm trying to remember some of the details. There we go. So that's going to be the final location for KITT for the live segment.
Especially all those piercings. I'm not a piercing guy.
Yeah, so you can see here they have chairs set out for the host. What's her name? Laura. I know her. I mean, I don't know her, but I've seen her. Laura, her last name escapes me now, and then Hasselhoff's going to sit on that chair on the left. So the thought is Hasselhoff's going to be sitting in KITT, and then whenever she introduces him, he's going to get out of the car, sit in the chair, and then they're going to do the interview. So they wanted KITT with the T-top off, with the door. I think they started with the door closed, and then Hasselhoff opened the door. I don't remember correctly. We'll see here shortly. Now, at the end of this video, you're going to see the actual Good Morning America segment that aired. But we're going to show you like our behind the scenes, you know, because we filmed it from behind the scenes while it was live. So the plan is, yeah, there's the host, Laura, what's her name? Yeah, so she's coming out. She was just handed the cards for the interview, and then Hasselhoff's going to come out of that doorway shortly. So yeah, she's getting prepared. And then we should see Hasselhoff here in just a moment. In fact, there he is. So this was really cool for me. This was the very first time I ever saw David Hasselhoff in person. One of those things, you know, bucket list thing, check it off the list. So here he comes with his entourage, and there's his wife, Hayley. She was filming. You'll see her a little bit more, I think, here in a little bit. But yeah, Hasselhoff's talking to Laura there and, you know, schmoozing it up for the crowd. And it's funny because at the end of this segment, we got a chance to actually talk to him and tell him this was an original car. But, you know, he just plops in like it's his buddy, like it's his car, which is kind of neat. And you'll see some of the stuff he does here in a few minutes. So he's, yeah, there's a lot of people walking around, but I think here in a second you're going to see him. He just kind of makes himself at home with KITT. So one of the last times he was in this car was in 1986, Fright Night, the scene where KITT's wearing his shades and Hasselhoff's driving KITT, gets out and walks away. That's the same car, so it's kind of neat to see him back in it after all these years. Sorry for the camera issue. Obviously there's a lot going on here, but yeah, he decided, you know, a screen used car, just kind of get up, sit on the roof, put his foot up on the door. He actually pushed the door weather stripping down in. I had to repair it, but you figure if anyone can do this, it's Hasselhoff, right? So we were okay with it. It was pretty neat, I do have to say. So now he's getting back in, and now they're getting ready to start the live segment. So he's going to sit there, and she's getting ready. Laura's getting ready too. There we go. So now we're in the live segment. So he's getting out. Everyone's clapping. And now he sits in his chair. And now they're going to, obviously, this is filming the segment from behind the scenes.
Available bodies, please come to another time. Hasselhoff! Oh, the name of the show!
Yeah, so just chatting away.
Come to military items, number 44. When that camera goes there, switch to this one.
So I believe they cut away for a clip of the show. That's what they were doing there. So it was kind of, and now they're back live on him. So they cut away, showed a clip from Battle of the 80s Supercars, and now they're back here. right, and that's the end of the segment. So at this point, we have like a handful of stuff because we knew if we were going to talk to him, we'd only have like a minute to talk with him. Like it wasn't that much time at all. So I came prepared. I had a binder. I had call sheets. I had all of this stuff. And this is us attempting to talk to him.
These are the guys that own the car. They want to say hi to him.
Oh, great. Yep.
And some of the crew members stopped
They own the car. They want to say hi.
stopped Hasselhoff and gave us the opportunity to talk with him. And this was neat. Like I started showing him stuff and he just started naturally signing an autograph. So like I've shown him a picture of this car and he just naturally started signing an autograph. So so I have his autograph. Yeah, one of the guys was trying to whisk him away, but he's like, nah, I'm going to take a picture with him, which was really cool. And that's his wife, Hayley. She came to get a photo, to take his photo.
So we gotta make sure we take the mic off and all that.
First, she wanted a picture just with Hasselhoff and KITT. And this is us trying to show him stuff, but there was so much going on. You know, we told him about it, and he talked a little bit about the 83 Recaros that he and Catherine Hickland got, and just different things like that. So I'm showing him call sheets, showing him details, telling him how this is an original car. And this is a cool experience, but you'll see here, like, we had like a minute with him.
Trying to get this photo with the soccer. Oh, this segment is now. Oh, okay.
And then we got this awesome shot. So cool. It's funny reliving this so many years later. I forgot how cool the moment that was. And that was it. And he was gone. Just like that. And then we had the mammoth task of loading KITT up in Times Square in the middle of rush hour with a truck and a trailer. So that's what we did.
Now with one of the most recognizable faces in TV history who's getting out of his car a little early. David Hasselhoff, everybody. Getting out of not just any car, getting out of KITT, the Knight Rider. Why, you ask? They're starring in a new show on History. It's a history special called Battle of the 80s Supercars with David Hasselhoff. The name alone makes me smile. Isn't it great?
Hasselhoff.
No, the name of the show.
Oh, the name of the show. You know, it's great because we really had no idea what we were doing, and all of a sudden it turned into something really special, seeing Erik Estrada and Dirk Benedict.
Yeah, let me tell everybody how this goes. You and KITT race Dirk Benedict from the A-Team and Erik Estrada from Chips. I mean, this is my 80s dream.
Well, you know what it was like? It was like comparing what happened to KITT, because 36 years later, all the cars talk. All the cars are starting to drive themselves. They have artificial intelligence. They have scanners.
They are KITT.
They are. We invented it, and we had no idea. Yep. We were just having fun. And bring Erik Estrada and Dirk Benedict and have the race. It was awesome.
Was it surreal to look over and see these other 80s icons?
What was surreal is we were like 14-year-old boys. We couldn't stop making jokes. And the director was saying, shut up, shut up. And we had so much fun. The show is fun. You know, that's what life's about.
Do you guys want to see a clip?
You want to see a clip? You know,
how does KITT drive?
That's the first time I've seen that clip, and the most amazing thing is that Erik Estrada survived the race driving that old motorcycle.
It wasn't fair.
It wasn't fair. It was like dangerous, but we survived.
Clearly you like speed. We want to talk to you about this little picture on Instagram of you being pulled over by the Italian police.
Yeah, I was doing the Gumball Rally, which I've done like, there's 21 years, I've done about 11, and we were in Italy, and they pulled me over, and I went, hello. And instead of getting a ticket, no, they said, "You're my hero." I said, "Would you like a picture?" They went, "Yes." So we took a picture, and
You know why? Because nobody hassles the Hoff.
nobody hassles the Hoff.
Right?
That's right. Not even the Italian police. They call the shook cars. They call a Knight Rider supercar over there.
Well, we love having KITT and you
Thank
here
you.
to celebrate Battle of the 80s Supercars with David Hasselhoff. The Hoff premiering tomorrow on History.
And also on the 12th, I party with SpongeBob on his 20th birthday, and that was really endearing to me to be with SpongeBob and the cast, all the cast.
Because you're in the SpongeBob movie.
Well, the SpongeBob cast become people, and that's what's so cool about the show.
Yep.
It's like the first time in the history of SpongeBob that the cast, who are little guys and they're animated, become people.
Yeah.
So I got two things happening at once, and
Well,
I'm
we're
really
really
proud.
glad
I'm
that
proud to be
came.
back in New York.
All right.
Yeah.
Glad to have you, David Hasselhoff.
Hello, friends, it's me, KITT. When I'm not out fighting crime, I like to follow my friends at knightriderhistorians.com. Check it out.